Hey guys, so for today's video I am going to read to you a couple of what I call the lost poems. So, I don't always do the best job of keeping my poetry organized. Sometimes I'll have a poem that I write and post somewhere online, like as a Facebook status, and then completely forget to archive in my little poetry folder on my computer. Sometimes I'll write it on a scrap of paper and then lose it and then not find it until years later. So since the book that I've been reading you from, the poems that I've written in here consist of poems that I picked from the files on my computer. So I will occasionally find an old poem that I'd forgotten I'd written and realize that, wow, that poem should have made it into that book of my best poems. So here are a couple of them. First one I wrote around 2010, so about 4 or 5 years ago. Around in my freshman year of college. So this one is more told like a story, and it's called Daddy. 8:30 p.m. Daddy and I sit down to dinner, a special father-daughter dinner, just like every night since Mommy left. 8:35 p.m. Daddy gets a call about an accident in the city, and they need all the paramedics they can get. So he goes, saying, "Don't worry, princess, I'll be home by bedtime." 9:00 p.m. Daddy's salmon was starting to get cold, so I let our cat Bootsy eat it. I also ate his ice cream, but that's what he gets for not finishing his dinner. 9:30 p.m. Daddy isn't home yet, so I watch cartoons on TV, even though they use bad words and are probably not for kids. 10:00 p.m. Daddy isn't home yet, so I read myself a bedtime story, turn out the lights, and lie awake, staring at the star stickers on my ceiling. 8:30 p.m. and Daddy isn't home yet. 11:00 p.m. and Daddy isn't home yet. 1:00 a.m. and Daddy isn't home yet. I fall asleep. 7:00 a.m. I wake up, running into Daddy's bedroom to ask how late he came home and how many people he saved. His bed is empty, and for the first time, so am I. I turn on the TV, and it's all over the news. How a drunk driver hit an ambulance on the highway. How lucky they were that an empty ambulance was nearby. How the injured people survived, but the driver didn't. 8:00 a.m. and Daddy isn't home yet. So, yeah, that's kind of heavy, and like I said, I wrote that and I found it in one of my notebooks when I was just sort of flipping through it looking for old notes. It wasn't even like a poetry notebook or anything, which is probably how I had lost it. But yeah, and this next one, doesn't really have a title. It was just sort of posted as an old Facebook status, and I didn't find it until a couple weeks ago. I have this app on my phone called Time Hop, and they show all of your posts and, pictures sort of like on this day, 1 year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. So a couple weeks ago, this showed up as a status that I posted 2 years ago, I think. Yeah, because it was 2012. And I could not remember having written it, but reading it, it's definitely written by me. You can sort of tell that, the style is the same and all that, and I usually don't post full poems by other authors without crediting them, so there you go. I want to start over, experience birth, following the light to life again. Maybe I'll do it right this time. I want to be soft again, covered in that thin mucousy membrane so I can wash it off and leave behind nothing but smooth. baby's untouched skin, so full of life it doesn't know the meaning of dead. I want to be young again, back when my eyes were bigger than anything they could take in, and the only thing bigger than that were my dreams. Back when Santa still existed, and maybe if I was good enough he'd bring me a pet dinosaur. I want to be a kid again. Play outside, get scratched up, making mistakes, run back to Mom for Band-Aids, and head straight back to the playground for more scars. Maybe I'll do it right this time. Follow the light to life, experiencing birth, starting over. So yeah, it also kind of sounds like something that I probably wrote in my poetry class, or at least inspired by something from that class, because that's about the same time period as when I took that, but yeah, there you go. This is kind of a short video because I did want to read these lost poems before they, get lost again, but there was sort of an unintentional theme here about, innocence and, I guess primarily innocence, but innocence and kind of the circle of life with the whole wanting to experience birth again and then, the end of Daddy, but there you go. It was totally unintentional, but that kind of worked out. So, yeah, that'll be it for today, and I will see you guys next time.